This is PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Travis tested waters, help you swim even the feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you PlayerProps.ai. This for winners research. We run it up with every betting tool you know in each perk. Travis tested waters, help you swim even the feet first. Now strategies and all you need to help you eat.
Hey guys, it's me, Travis with PlayerProps.ai, and this is we're locking in for Monday Night Football, the last game of the Wildcard weekend. It's very important to pay attention to this game because it is a LA Rams home game with the crazy fires that are destroying lives and homes and everything in between. In Southern California, there is a contingency for this game to potentially be played in the Arizona Cardinals Stadium. So, yes, that's close to LA, but I feel with everyone having to evacuate and being displaced, that if you're counting on any sort of home field advantage, if it is played in Arizona, even if it is played in LA, I think that the home field advantage should be shrunk significantly because of everyone that maybe would be attending, no longer attending because of the chaos that has ensued with the wildfire. So it's definitely important to pay attention to that. Now that being said, let us see if we can find a player prop that we like the most as well as a team bet for this game. But again, keep that in the back of your mind. Hope anybody out there that's watching this that is lives in Southern California, I hope everything's good to go with you guys. There's a lot of craziness, and it's, I don't know how long something like that can go before it stops, but it's not stopping yet. Crazy, but I hope you guys are good. So let's find something here real quick. Do what we always do, start on receiving yards, move the line to 40. Somebody asked in the comments yesterday, or on one of the videos I did this week for the wild card, what's the thought behind 40 minimum when running back lines are typically around here and tight end lines are around here? And I responded to that comment in the YouTube comments that it's all about opportunity. I always say that I like to bet on players that get opportunity. Some people out there like to bet on players getting over 0.5 receiving yards or 0.5 receptions. That's not what I like to do. I like to know that they're getting opportunity, and then I'm betting on them to make the most out of that opportunity. So if they have a line that's 40 or higher, that tells me that they're getting opportunity, and I'm betting on them to make the most out of it. So we're going to do 40, and then accuracy, we don't want anything less than 50%. And so we have, what do we got? We got 5 players here. So yeah, there actually is a tight end prop that's at 42 and higher. So looks like there are 3 Vikings and 2 Rams. So we got Puka, Cooper, JJ, TJ, and Jordan. Based on percentage difference on overplays, Jordan has the highest, but it's less than 4 yards higher on the projection. Even when we look to the negative side of things, Cooper's under projections only 2 away. So there's not really a lot of sexiness here on the different side of things. So I'm going to quickly check through to see if there's anything outstanding. That can't be right. Bet Rivers has a Jordan Addison line at 49.5. Well, that's interesting. That's significantly lower than everywhere else. Did we check BetMGM already? Alright, so I'm going to double check this real quick, because if we can get Jordan Addison on a Bet Rivers line, let me pull up Bet Rivers real quick. I don't know if I have that app on my phone anymore. It's not available in Florida, so probably don't. We're looking for Jordan Addison. See, I'm just pulling it up here on my phone to make sure it's not like an alt or anything crazy like that. Vikings. Let's see. Player receiving. It's pretty heavily juiced, as you see, with the minus 210 there, but that is, I mean, yeah, over 49.5 is plus 155, or under 49.5 is plus 155. So yeah, that's like their main line for him. Granted, it's pretty severely juiced. minus 210 is, I think that's kind of, I think minus 200 is probably the max you want to go for an over-under player prop. That's interesting nonetheless. But I think that's too juiced. I don't want to do a minus 210 player prop for this show. So because all of these are relatively close for non-super juice plays, let's go to rushing yards. The only player that has a 50% accuracy or higher with a line of 40 or higher in this game is, of course, Kyron, but his projection is extremely close to his line. But what I like to see, so this gray line here you see on the screen, this is where the line is. So the line is 81.5. So this gray line is exactly at 81.5. And what I like to see that even when he misses, like he's not miles away from missing. Like he's a pretty consistent person. He's getting a lot of reps. And what I want to, let me check the team tools real quick. Okay, so I was seeing if the Rams were favored by the AI or not. So right now Minnesota is a minus 118 money line, which is the same thing as saying they have a 54% chance to win, but that's what the sports books are telling us. It's saying that Minnesota should be a 62% favorite, so this line should be a lot heavier. So this is actually saying to bet Minnesota money line. And what I just said at the beginning, with the chaos that has happened to LA and everybody that lives there, this actually makes a lot of sense because there's so much chaos that even if the Minnesota Vikings were going to win already, especially if they're displaced and have to play in Arizona, and it's essentially a neutral site for both teams, even though it's a lot closer to LA, I don't know. I feel like the team bet is Minnesota money line because minus 118 is pretty nice. So I feel like we're gonna make that the team bet. But I went over there to check real quick to see if that was if the Rams were favored. Because of course, if the Rams are favored, then Kyron Williams makes more sense because favored teams, if they're up and they're winning, they're gonna be running the ball at the end of the game and doing that. So not rushing yards, not receiving yards. All of the lines are so close to projections here. Sam Darnold has a 70% accuracy on passing yards. So, granted, the projection is extremely close to the line. There's only a 4-yard difference. And if you look at his past data, I mean, he got embarrassed by Detroit in the last game. But as you see as well, what I just said with the gray line, look at the gray line. Sure, he has misses here, but it's not something where it's like, I mean, this is the outlier here. This is the crazy one. 166 is pitiful. But everything here, he's getting the same. And so the fact that the AI out of 17 games has a 70.6% accuracy is for passing yards. I don't know if anybody else is that high. I think that he might be the highest. I think that this game is also going to be a shootout. I feel like it's not going to be low scoring. I mean, the best receivers are on both ends. I mean, on one side you got Puka and Cooper, and on the other side you got JJ and TJ, and Jordan Addison's not the worst receiver either. Now, if we're looking Sam Darnold, let's try to find his lowest line. We're going to go to the odds comparison. Go back to Monday. Oh, sorry, props comparison. Sorry. You know what I meant. So we go back to props comparison. We go to Monday. We're looking for Sam Darnold. Find his lowest line possible. Passing yards. So it looks like Bet Rivers and FanDuel have the lowest lines. If there was a lower line here, this arrow would be red. You can click on it, it would show you the lower line. Because there's a higher line, it's green. So when you click on this, it shows you, hey, there's a 285 line on Caesars, 270.5 right now on BetMGM and all that stuff. But FanDuel, 265.5. So we go back. So my pause there is as soon as we went back, I see the line here as 235.5. I was like, wait a second, why is that 30 off? And then I forget, we're looking at the wrong player. 265.5 on FanDuel is the lowest line. I feel like the Rams are going to put up a fight. Matthew Stafford has won a Super Bowl before. I would like Matthew Stafford more because there's more space between his projections and his line, but his accuracy of 46.7% scares me. Let me check some other stuff here. Sam Darnold passing completions. Attempts. Wow, 82.4% accurate. So you remember when we looked at his passing yards line that he had a horrible performance against Detroit, but he still had 41 pass attempts. So his projection's only 1.62 higher than his line. But again, look at the gray line. Look how consistent he's been. He's hit this 4 of the last 4 games. We were already talking about how 70% was crazy. 82.4% on passing attempts. So this, with passing yards, so if you've ever watched any of my NBA videos, I don't really like assist for WNBA either. Because assist, even in hockey, it requires at least 2 people to get things right. The pass is right, and the shot is right, and the shot goes in. With passing yards, it's the same thing. It requires, I guess with receptions and receiving yards as well, but with passing yards, it requires the quarterback to be on point and the receiver to catch the ball, and then for them to extend the play by just being a great receiver. But with pass attempts, he can have the entirety of the Minnesota Vikings offense be hot trash and still hit this number. I don't think we've ever done a passing attempts prop for this daily show. I don't think we have. This might be the time. So what do? We go back to our good old props comparison and see if we can find a line less than 32.5. Props comparison. Whoop, what the heck was that? Monday. 32.5 pass attempts. Nope, that's the lowest. 33 on every other book. 32.5 as you see on FanDuel. So, I believe, ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're going to do. Yes. We're going to go with Sam Darnold over 32.5 passing attempts, and we're going with Minnesota moneyline. I don't see a scenario with Matthew Stafford having amazing receivers that he has, and Matthew Stafford having the pedigree that he has, that this game is going to be a blowout on either side. I feel like both teams are going to be passing late into the game. Not 100% sure it's going to be super high scoring, but it's going to be very active. And again, we don't need Sam Darnold to have a 400 passing yard day. We should need him to throw the rock up in the air 33% of the time. And remember, when somebody spikes the ball or they throw the ball out of bounds, that counts as a pass attempt. So I think I like this more, yeah. So we're going to go with, Sam Darnold, 32.5 pass attempts, and then we're going to go with Minnesota money line. Lock it in, ladies and gentlemen. Again, if you're in the Southern California area, I hope that you and your family are safe and sound. It's just pretty crazy. But good luck to those who are betting on this game, and we'll see you for the next show. Make sure that you're in the Discord. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you're doing everything we tell you to do in terms of following the guidelines. You can't follow the guidelines and have zero success. It is impossible. So make sure you follow the guidelines so you're not losing all of your money every single day the entirety of the year. Because that's not what either one of us want. But good luck. We'll see you guys in the Discord.